hashtag, and I want your thoughts. Hashtag media apartheid.
I don't know if I believe in media apartheid. I think that at this point we have control of enough media outlets where nobody can keep us from it. What apartheid was about was blocking people and keeping them in a box of what they could do, where they could go, how they could define themselves. We now have the resources to define for ourselves. The question is, will we use it?
Will we use it? And now we're here at a panel. You guys are going to talk about that today, reclaiming the image of black men.
Yes.
Now, there's, like you said, we have enough ownership. There's enough brothers in the media. So why don't we get in a better story on our evening news?
Well, I think the question is, what are we looking for other people? Why are we looking for other people to tell stories that they've never told? So I'm not looking for CNN to tell my story. I'm not looking for MSNBC to tell my story. I know that if I click Roland Martin on TV One, I'm going to hear more of who I am than if I click on CNN. But the question is, let's embrace the mosaic of stories that can be told, but not
You do look a little ink blotched around the shoulder blades, yeah. With a brand like that, you've got to be freedom. What kind of freedom you be? Oh, that's different, that's bizarre. The freedom of speech, the freedom to be who you are. Didn't your daddy ever tell you it's polite to give your name to an elder, Rick Ross, huh?
BET is the only place committed to these powerful global influencers.
My goal is to get people to be curious about the natural world.
Introducing His BET, a multi-platform destination celebrating black men at their best.
Ooh, I'm gonna tweet that.
His BET is about health.
You gotta save some lives today.
All right, so we're gonna get started with this panel. We're gonna have a lot of conversation here with these gentlemen up here. Also, everyone in the crowd, keep your questions, write them down. Make sure they're questions, not 20-minute statements. Jeff will be in the audience taking your comments, your questions. We also have esteemed.
And I embody the spirit of that name, who was a fearless warrior and a strategist. So I am Chaka Zulu, and I live by one of the principles is that the community is more important than the individual, and so I am the communities. I had to identify, two people. It would be my grandfather, obviously my father as well, and John Thompson.
Killer Mike.
Oh, wow. To piggyback, I was raised by my grandparents. I was raised by my grandpa. My grandpa was Willie Birch.
For the first 5 years of my life, my grandfather was a Tuskegee Airman, taught me how to play chess at 5, taught me about weaponry and all the different things, and came back to his community and became a major community organizer, was the first male. But my mother never said anything negative about my father, no matter what he didn't do. My mother also programmed me to understand what the images of me were outside of my existence. And at the same time, recognize that in many of our families, women are doing a yeoman's job. And I want us to be very careful that we do not embrace uncritically conceptions of patriarchy that have come, from another place. So these assumptions about what masculinity is and what manhood is, it really is important that we push back on some of that, because
Building fell. So-and-so announced war. What would be the first thing y'all did? You turned to CNN. You would turn away from BET and watch something else. To Jeff's point, so some of it has to do with what we consume, not just what we produce. Again, I'm not saying BET is above critique, but I think oftentimes when people say, how can BET have this representation? And I'm saying for the audience's benefit.
Debate if we're debating.
Yeah, I'm saying it's not either or. I'm saying it is both and. That's what I said. I said it is both what Mike said and what I'm trying to say, which is
because of one thing we can do the next.
Yeah, I think it's
And because of that thing.
To the complaint.
You took the money.
We didn't complain about it.
Took the money.
Give us credit for what we do. We have aired or streamed just about every major presidential announcement or